Hi there, it's your girl Gretchen. In today's conversation about narcissistic abuse, I wanted to talk about a characteristic that's used to determine whether or not somebody has a cluster B personality disorder, which is what narcissistic personality disorder falls under. One of the characteristics listed on the checklist is if they see people as either all good or all bad. The reason I bring this up is, as I mentioned in my last video, my ex-husband was telling people that I have borderline personality disorder. And when he provided my therapist with a list of reasons that he had come up with this diagnosis, he included that as one of the characteristics. And I really didn't understand what it means. I agree that I'm somebody who's pretty quick to decide whether or not I like somebody, and I don't really look for a lot of evidence beyond that. You know, once I kind of determine like, man, this person's not for me, I don't go looking for a reason to like them. I for sure agree that there are people in prison, like serial killers, that are a danger to society and should never be let out. Hopefully we can all agree on that, and that doesn't make any of us have a personality disorder. But I still didn't know what it did mean. You know, even though I don't agree that that's me, what does that mean? And I don't know if it was 2021 or 22 when I was listening to the seminar from World Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day, where they brought that up and they kind of put it into real world perspective. And that really helped me understand what that means, and also helped me identify that that had for sure happened to me. So what it looked like in my case was my ex-husband actually did that with me. When we first started dating, he was gushing to everybody about how amazing I was. I mean, even down to like my name. He'd tell me, oh, her name is Gretchen. Isn't that such a sexy name? And I'm like, you're gonna find a whole lot of people who do not think that name is sexy. I like it, but like, it's generally not something that people are like, oh, just the way it sounds. But he was just telling everybody how great I was. And for a while I was like, can I live up to this? Like, this is a lot to put on somebody. Another piece that came to mind in the beginning was when we were talking about past relationships and I mentioned getting dumped, and he was like, people have broken up with you before? And I'm like, yeah, I'm 36, of course. And he was like, wow, I just figured you'd always been the one breaking up with other people. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, nobody has that as their reality if they dated for 20 years and never got married, you know? And then when he left me, the smear campaign, like, left no room for thinking I had any redeeming qualities of whatsoever. I mean, it was so harsh. And when he would talk to me, not just the smear campaign against other people, but some of the gaslighting he attempted to do was just like, you do this, you do that, you think like this is how you see the world. I mean, just like every opportunity of me just being extremely horrible painted this picture of who he saw me as, and it was all bad. So hopefully that helps clear it up for you if you run into this before. And look at your own relationship if you suspect that you're with somebody with a cluster B personality disorder, and see if there was a time where they saw you as all good. And if there has come to be a time where maybe they're seeing you as all bad. Also listen for this. Again, if you're watching my videos for awareness in the people around you, if you meet somebody who does that, you know, they hire a brand new employee who's going to save the company, and then later on, maybe even years later, they're just like, oh, this person's a thief, they're a liar, they're this, they're that. And it's like, wow, how did somebody go from being this to this that quickly? You might be talking to somebody with a cluster B. All right, have a great day.